Hi everyone, good morning and welcome to the 54th Annual WTCA Global Business Forum. I'm Barb Mitchell, joining you here this morning with my colleague Laurel Burton and
Hello.
Sharon Aguayo, who is the Member Engagement Manager for WTCA. So glad that you could join us. Thank you so much. You've been an integral part, Sharon, of pulling this entire event together. So you were the perfect person for us to pull in to have this conversation. We want to highlight a few key things that have happened already for this Global Business Forum and some things that are yet to come.
Sure. Absolutely. And let's just start with last night. We were welcomed by an amazing reception last night that featured a lot of the arts, even martial arts, dancing from India, across India, but certainly in this region, southern India, Karnataka, the state of Karnataka and Bengaluru. It was a beautiful show that they put on. And it wasn't just last night, was it? No. Because I happen to know someone at 6:30 in the morning who joined for Sunrise Yoga.
I did. I have to say, I had been so looking forward to doing Sunrise Yoga right here in India, in Bengaluru, and it didn't disappoint. It was amazing. I recommend anyone, I know that it's happening every morning of the conference up on the pool deck, and what an amazing experience. And I just have to, echo what you said about last night. The entertainment, the food, the music, and the food.
Definitely the food.
I mean, absolutely amazing. And the hospitality of everyone here since we've arrived in India has just been amazing.
Absolutely. I'm going to add one more item, the beauty of India. I don't know if you can see Sharon's hands right here, the beautiful henna, and look at the sari that she purchased. Did you buy it at the mall here?
I did. I bought this at the local mall, so it's
and you look beautiful.
Thank you. When in India, right?
When in India.
So Sharon, would you tell us a little bit about, we've talked about what's happened already, but so much more to come.
Sure. We have chock full of wonderful surprises, especially starting today. Kicking things off, we have our welcome remarks, which will have some ceremonies and felicitation of the dignitaries, as well as some performances, cultural performances. And we have so much content that we're going to be blown away by. But I do want to highlight the fact that we have the Chief Minister of Karnataka here, as well as the Deputy Minister of Karnataka. And then we also have the Minister of Industries and Infrastructure that will be here and joining us as well. Later this afternoon, we also have some amazing panels for discussion, and these highlights include Made in India, a big box buyer's perspective, setting up shop in India, opportunities and challenges, as well as a report that's going to be released by Deloitte. We've all been looking forward to that, and so today that will be the unveiling. And then we have some more panels, driving forces and innovation on real estate side. So we're touching every sector, and we're really looking forward and excited to that.
And I know that a big part, too, of this forum is just the opportunity for connectivity.
Yes.
And, I think that I know that there's some opportunities for people to go out and see some of the local businesses.
Yeah.
What other ways are people able to connect?
Yeah, 100%. The business tours are happening on Wednesday, so we encourage everyone to participate. We have Toyota, we have Bosch, we have Bueller, we have Infosys, and one more was added, Ace Micromatic. So there's still chances for people to sign up for that. And we also have our B2B networking. So we have nearly 400 meetings that have been organized over the course of these next 2 days, from 25 local businesses to our international delegates. So it's exciting.
That corporate matchmaking is so unique.
Yeah.
You just don't see that at this scale.
You don't.
To be able to literally match businesses, delegations, to facilitate new and more business.
Absolutely.
So that's pretty incredible what the WTCA is doing there.
Yeah, it is amazing, I have to say. So we're happy. We've gotten a lot of positive feedback. Everyone's excited. The energy's good. So it's great. And I do want to make sure that I say thank you to all of the GBF sponsors and partners to make this event possible.
And of course, we're right now showing for the first time WTCA TV. This is a new way for people to connect and actually to learn from one another.
Yes.
And we have a full agenda for the next few days where we're getting conversations with as many members and delegates as we possibly can. And there's business leaders from all over the world here. It's amazing to be able to talk to them and connect people, but also amazing for the people that weren't able to travel to India for this week to be able to find ways to share their knowledge with that audience as well.
Right, agreed. And so this is kind of like the insight, and hopefully people have FOMO when they see this, and next year are willing to kind of come with us to the event and experience it yourself.
That's one good point. We're here in Bengaluru, but my gosh, the scale and scope of WTCA, I mean, over 90 countries, over 300 World Trade Center member locations. Unbelievable, the scale and scope.
Yes, it's quite extensive, and we're so excited about it.
So thank you so much, Sharon, for joining us. Thanks for letting us pull you in.
My pleasure.
We really wanted to add you to this conversation. We really appreciate your time. I know things are getting going in the next couple of minutes here. So again, I appreciate your time.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Of course, we have a busy week. We're going to be talking
We're
a
excited.
lot to all of you. So stay tuned in to WTCA TV throughout the week. And for now, thanks for joining us. And shall we?
Yes, let's do it.
Yes.
Namaste.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to WTCA TV, coming to you today live from Bengaluru, India. We're in the first day of the 54th Annual Global Business Forum put on by WTCA. So excited. I'm Barb Mitchell. I'm excited to be joined by Nishan Mark Pereira of Deccan Group of Companies.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, you're our first guest today, as you know. And so we're excited to get things rolling here with you. Would you mind just letting our audience know a little bit about yourself, a little bit about your organization?
So I'm a third generation entrepreneur from the Deccan Group of Companies. We manufacture steel, UPVC and aluminium doors and windows with markets in India. We also export leather apparel, high fashion leather apparel, to a lot of global brands across the world. We were in the electrical field with power and distribution transformers, which we ran for 36 years until 2018. And like almost every other business, we also have a little bit of real estate interest in commercial, industrial, and warehousing spaces. So we're located primarily in Bangalore only.
Okay. So you're local.
We are local.
Yeah. So tell us about why did you decide to participate in this year's forum?
So late last year in December of 2023, we did our first exports to the Maldives in our door and window business. We've been 44 years in the business of exports to the US and Europe markets in the leather field. And I don't know what stopped us for 44 years in this industry, even though it's the same company running it. And at the same time, I found an information coming out about WTC having a global presence here, a forum with so many associations from across the world coming. It just felt accurate to just come here and take part in it and meet the people from across the world.
Yeah, it's amazing. I just think the number of countries that are represented here and the level of opportunity for engagement and connection with people. And so, like I said, we're in day one. We had obviously the opening last night, which was. Were you able to join?
I was. It was a lot of fun.
It was so beautiful. I mean, I can say that it was so impressive. But what are you most excited about for this week?
Just to talk to and network to people. I think from the limited conversations that I've had with a few people just in one evening, you kind of realize that the world is very flat. You're talking to someone, you're able to connect with them on different topics. Today, it's no longer that I'm doing something out here in India, you're doing something in another part across the world. You're actually doing the same business in a different way. People are excited to network, people are excited to talk business, talk shop. And at the end of the day, it's connecting with people. And if those connections click, you never know what can happen down the line.
Yeah, so true. And on that note, I mean, we still have a few days to go here,
Correct.
and it's a busy, busy agenda. I know for everyone, there's a lot of great things to participate in. But what are you hoping for after? You know, once
Yeah.
everyone's gone home, what are you hoping to have come from this?
Now, in the business sense, good connections, good clients, good networking. That's very simple, and to put it very simply. But in reality, I think if the connections work, then it's not necessarily only about my business. We're networked with a lot of organizations here in India. And for us to connect to the right people, connect people from different associations in India to the right people, for me to find my right partners, find my right clients, you never know whether today's conversation is tomorrow's opportunity or not. We should just keep the conversations alive, and hopefully down the road, if one of these conversations click, then it's perfect.
Yeah. And so, of the people that you speak to during the course of the week, what are you most hoping that they remember about your organization?
I like to shock people when I tell them that we do leather jackets, and we do it for a lot of global brands. That's one. Number two, we're doing doors and windows also, which is manufacturing and now global.
Yeah.
Like our tagline goes, make in India, right? It is real. We're doing work for global brands across the world. I'm not going to name the names because I think it won't be right. But the fact is, make in India is real. We're doing stuff for the global market. Come out here, and we're right there. We're here in Bengaluru.
Yeah, yeah. So everything from leather jackets to
doors and windows,
to doors
yeah.
and windows. That's amazing. Very diverse
Yes.
set of products that you have there. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about taking it a big, like zooming out a little bit
Yeah.
on this. And when you see. You obviously operate in business in India and you're connecting globally. How do you see the trends of business globally impacting your business and how you may approach things?
There is a lot of focus across the world on making sure that you have very good sustainable business practices. It's in both fields, whether it's in doors and windows, which is building materials, or in leather apparel. There are new sustainable rules that are coming out from the German market, which is very important for us to cater to. So there's a lot of information that comes in which you need to kind of cater to the global market. And as an organization, we cannot say that we are a micro market here in India only catering to this market. We actually make sure that we follow global best practices. We have rainwater harvesting in our facility. 80% of our businesses run on solar power. We have community outreach programs. We give back to the community in a good way. Our CSR funding is important. And I think at the end of the day, it's not only about one business or one family. It's about the people whose lives are affected by the work you do. And considering that we influence a lot of lives, we are about 350 odd people in our organization. So it's not 350 people, it's 350 families in reality. So it's very important for us to make sure that we, as a 44-year-old firm, continue for the next 100 odd years.
Yeah, that's beautiful. 44 years,
Yep.
Yeah, in business, and all of the families that have
Yeah.
been part of that journey with you, I'm sure,
Yeah.
and continue to be. And yeah, I agree. I mean, a lot of the trends that we see in global business, global commerce, are they're felt
Yeah.
everywhere. Sustainability
Absolutely.
is an important one. And so, anything else you want to leave us with here today before we free you to go on with the rest of your meetings, etc.?
So we are a 44-year-old business. I'm the third generation in it. And we're here to make global brands proud of what you can get out of the Indian market. Reach out to us. We're happy to have a conversation, even if it's not directly for our field. I'm happy to, just connect the people in the right place at the right time. Reach out.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Really appreciate it. And thank you to our audience for tuning in to WTCA TV. Continue tuning in. There's going to be a lot more great conversations as the day and the week continues. Until then. Hi, everyone, and welcome to WTCA Live, joining you here today in Bengaluru, India. Very excited to be tuning in from the 54th Annual Global Business Forum put on by WTCA. And I'm Barb Mitchell, joined today by Anthony Georgakis, who's joining from the Nest Group based in Cyprus. Anthony, would you mind telling us a little bit more
by
about
all
your
means.
organization?
Yes, for sure. Well, first of all, I'd just like to say a thank you for a great job done by Bengaluru. This is a great experience. The guys are doing a great job. We're really enjoying it, and I'm really looking forward to the next few days. Coming back to the Nest Group, the Nest Group has 16 WTC licenses under the World Trade Center Holdings Company. So we are not only based in Cyprus, we have 16 licenses spread over North Africa, the Middle East. We've got a license in Perth, Australia, and 2 licenses in China. So it's not just Cyprus, we're in a few regions, yeah.
Right, you're spread out a little
Exactly,
bit,
yeah.
far-reaching, and you mentioned how great it's been being in Bengaluru. Let's start with first, before we talk about what's been happening this week so far and what's to come. Why did you come in the first place? What drew you to attend this year's conference?
Okay, well, I must say that our WTC licenses we hold are very firm followers of all the GAs so far, and now the first GBF. I believe there's a reason we have our licenses, and the best thing about it is that we network. So if we don't attend events like this, then what's the point of having a license? We truly believe in these meetings. It's good to see colleagues from all over the world, and going through COVID the last years, these live meetings are very important, and it's very important to be able to see people face to face.
So true. And you mentioned, you mentioned so great being in Bengaluru. I don't know, were you able to attend the opening last night?
I did indeed.
Wasn't that amazing?
Very impressive. Very impressive.
I mean, everything from, I keep saying this,
We're
everyone
looked
keeps
after.
talking about the food, right? That's been amazing, but just the amazing hospitality. It's been so great. But what are you most this week?
Okay. Well, it's very important, as I said, we're here to network. We're here to meet new people and meet people we already know. We want to see what they're doing, how they're progressing. We will talk a little bit about what we're doing. And obviously, if we can grab ideas from others, people can grab for us and develop further what we already do quite well. So, yeah, that's the main intention.
Yeah. And so when folks leave here, what are you hoping they remember about your organization?
Well, I think it's very important for them to understand who we are. If they understand who we are, then we're going to continue communicating. It's not just giving out a business card and that's it. It's what follows. So if they remember us as individuals, then I believe we can strongly continue this communication and relationship.
Yeah, I mean, and it's just when we think about the number of countries that are represented here and all the various conversations that are going on, is there something that you consider to be important just from a trends perspective, that things that are resonating with this global audience in particular?
Well, I think something that's key nowadays, and I think they're talking about it inside now, is AI and how AI is affecting absolutely everything in this business world. So it's not a matter of, no, I'm old school. You can't be old school anymore. You have to follow or you'll stay behind.
Yeah.
So this new technology is all getting into our lives, and I think it's really important that we adapt to it, all of us.
Yeah, that's, I mean, everyone around the world's talking AI, aren't they? We hear about it a lot in the conversations that take place. And the sessions here, it sounds like you've had the opportunity to join a few. Will you be joining more throughout the week?
I intend to attend as many as possible.
Yeah,
I want to go back with a full tummy of not only the good food, but also I want to get as much knowledge I can. And my colleagues also that are here with us, there's some other colleagues that are representing other World Trade Centers of our group are also here. And our intention is to meet people. And please, if anyone's listening now, just come and find us. We're here to talk.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I'm glad you asked that, because I was going to say, so for the people that are here, it'll be great. You hopefully will be able to meet with a lot of people
Definitely.
on site. We're broadcasting now to the broader WTCA audience. So for anyone who may want to connect with you
Please feel free.
after the event, how can they do that?
Well, obviously through our websites, also through WTCA, obviously. If they're interested in any of the above licenses I mentioned before, we are here to help. We can assist, and that's the intention.
Perfect. Yeah,
Thank
thank
you.
you. thank you so much for your
Thank you.
time. It's been a pleasure. I know it's such a busy week, but we appreciate you taking a few minutes of your time to
It
come and chat with us.
was a pleasure, and this is a great initiative. So please carry on.
Yeah, great. Thank
Thank
you
you.
so much for
Thank
being
you very much.
one of our first guests this week. I appreciate it.
Excellent. Thank you. Thank you.
And thank you to our viewers for tuning in to WTCA TV. Keep joining us as we will continue to bring you live conversations with guests from around the world. Till next time. Hi, everyone, and welcome to WTCA TV, coming to you live here today from Bengaluru, India, where WTCA is hosting the 54th annual Global Business Forum. I'm Barb Mitchell, and I'm pleased to be joined by uh,
Nimeshik.
Nimeshka Natarajan.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you
Yes.
so much.
Yeah.
Glad to be a part of the interview session from WTCA TV. And like to introduce myself. I'm Mrs. Namashika Natarajan. I'm Assistant Director from World Trade Center, Bhubaneswar. Bhubaneswar is on the east coast of India and a very, very potential place for businesses to happen. We are progressing, and it is one of the place which in the entire east coast is going to be the largest investment destination in the days to come. So, World Trade Center Bhubaneswar is under the MVIRDC, that is also the promoter of World Trade Center in Mumbai, Jaipur, and Goa. So, we are into a network of four WTCs under one banner, that is MVIRDC.
Okay. Wow. I'm so honored to have you here. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you so much for joining us. And um, just sort of backing up a minute, why was it important to you? I mean, you've told us a little bit about your organization, but why is it important for you to be here?
Definitely, having been a part of World Trade Center's network for the last 10 years, we've been realizing the importance of the global summits, and the Global Business Forum is a place where we get to meet so many WTCs from across the globe, which we really look forward to. And this is an annual event where we really connect with each other. And in the days to come, another 1 year, we have so much of takeaways for us, where we connect and we collaborate, and we also promote international trade with our local business fraternity. So this helps us to give us an overview to the local businesses on where they can connect to and how they can grow their business.
Makes sense. Yeah. What an amazing opportunity. And I have to say, coming here, I'm a guest to India. It's my first time actually in the country. It's been so amazing.
Yes.
The hospitality, the event so far, I think has been great. The opening last night.
Yes.
Yeah. So what are you most excited about this week outside of the connectivity that you were mentioning?
See, Global Business Forum happening in India is a pride in itself, and definitely we all are very happy to welcome the 35 countries which are participating, the WTCs which are participating from across the globe, and to witness how India is prospering, being the third largest economy today. So, what are the potentials of this country, and how they can look forward to come down and work with us? So this is something which we would like to, in this 1 week, we look forward to from all the delegates who have come from across the globe.
Yeah, I see that. I mean, what a great opportunity for you locally and globally. And
Yes.
I'm curious how the conversations may be the same or different for you from just sort of a business trends perspective on the local versus global
Yes.
scale.
See, apart from that, we'll get to know a lot of about each other's culture, each other's taste. And as I said, India is a very diverse country where we have each state has its own set of potentials. So when we get to know each other more intense, we know what kind of connectivity we can establish. in terms of cultural exchange, in terms of skill development, education. There are so many sectors we can look forward to.
Right. Yeah. So, what do you hope that people that are visiting India, what do you hope they take away with them when they leave?
A lot of things which I'm sure they all are exploring
Yeah.
in the during the Global Business Forum. See, India is a hub. It's a hub for so many art forms, so many cultural diversity, so many of business prospects, and we have in international trade and exports prospered like anything over the last decade. So looking at that aspect, we are definitely liking more explore more sectors, not only with the large industries but also with the micro, small and medium enterprises, which are the backbone of our country's economy. So with those players which are there locally, it becomes very important for them to understand what the global markets are looking for. So such kind of forums actually help us not only to connect but also learn more about each other, and also change our thought process in order to match the global requirement, and we have all the capacities to do that.
Yeah. Well, that's so great. Thank you. So, I mean, you already mentioned the large number of countries that are represented here
Yeah.
this week. I'm sure you'll be getting a chance to,
Yes,
give a.
we already, during the Asia Pacific regional meeting last year, we had an MOU with the new Binzu city. So we are looking forward for a lot of engagements with them. So similarly, we are going to enter into MOUs with other WTCs this evening.
Oh,
So
well, that's
that
exciting. Congratulations.
yes, thank you
Yeah.
so much. So with those formalities being taken over at the Global Business Forum, we do look forward for a lot of initiatives coming behind them.
So amazing. Thank you.
Thank you
Thank you
so
for
much.
sharing that. And it's been such a pleasure
Same
talking
here.
to you today.
Thank you.
For anyone who may want to connect with you after the show, is there a good way for them to reach out?
Definitely. You can write to us. Our website is www.wtcbhubneshwar.org. It's up and running. And you can also get in touch with any of the WTC networks in India. We are well connected to all of them, especially in Mumbai. We are having our own facility, which is coming up with great shows this year. So we are going to be in touch, and this is just the beginning.
Fantastic. Thank you so much.
Thank
Thank you for
you.
joining us. We really
Most
appreciate
welcome.
your time.
Thank you.
And thank you to our viewers for tuning in again as we continue our live stream at the Global Business Forum here today in Bengaluru, India. Until next time. Hi, everyone, and welcome back to WTCA TV Live, coming to you today from the Global Business Forum here in Bengaluru, India. I'm Barb Mitchell, and I'm joined by Andre Bryn, who's joining us from my fellow Canadian, joining us from the WTCA in Winnipeg. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you very much for having me.
Yeah.
Great to be here.
So tell us a little bit, tell our viewers a little bit about you and the WTCA Winnipeg.
Yeah, well, my name's Andre Bryn, or Andre Bryn. I like saying I have a bilingual name and work
Yep.
both French and English. CEO at the World Trade Center Winnipeg. Very proud. We have a great team of people dedicated to helping Manitoba companies grow and look at international markets. So a small but powerful region with a ton of potential, and we think everybody should be looking to us, and that's where the responsibility lies on us to promote our region.
Right. And so you made the long journey over. I can relate. It's a bit of a
Yes.
long trip. Why was it worth it to you to make that journey?
There was no doubt that we were going to be here, and it was to what extent we have to be here. That's why we're part of a world, a global network like this is to take advantage of these opportunities to bring our region to the world. And so this year we're here with 3 members of our staff, and probably would have had companies here, but it was a little trying to get them to join us. But we figure we can build for them and create connections and create opportunities for them. So it was it was absolutely essential for us to be here.
Yeah. So what's the most important part of the week for you? I mean, so many great things from everything. I mean, I know that we had there was the opening ceremonies last night, which were amazing, but there's I know sessions, information sessions going on just not far from us right now, and meetings happening and connections with local businesses. What of all of that and more, what's the most important to you?
To me, I think it's the networking at all levels. It's being able to connect with other World Trade Centers around the world, with their members, with businesses from around the world, and hopefully the idea is to connect them with our businesses, with the businesses in our region that want to look international. I say every element of the programming is great. The hospitality has been spectacular. So excited to be here. It's my first time in India, but I think that networking component and the idea of accessing the network and the extended network of what the World Trade Centers represent is invaluable to be able to be here.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit more, once this week's over and people leave, what do you want them to remember about WTC Winnipeg and even maybe Canada?
Absolutely. I think the one thing we would like, first of all, that we exist, that Winnipeg's right there. We're a smaller community. We're maybe not the Toronto or Vancouvers of the world, but we're a community that thrives on export, that needs export. It's a very big part of our economy. We're not a big enough population to survive, so we have very innovative businesses, and they need to go to foreign markets to be able to flourish. So I think when you look to Canada and when you look to North America, I think all these other World Trade Centers and investors and businesses should give Winnipeg very strong consideration, and we'd love to give them the information to hopefully choose Winnipeg when the time comes.
Yeah. And is there anything you'd like to share with our French-speaking audience today?
You know what? I think the fact that we speak French. So, très fier d'être ici, de faire partie de l'initiative francophone du WTCA. Le Canada, évidemment, un pays bilingue avec beaucoup de gens qui parlent le français et l'anglais et beaucoup d'autres langues aussi. Mais au Manitoba, on est très fiers d'avoir une présence très francophone. Très fier d'être parmi les premiers signataires de l'initiative francophone et donc fier d'être ici et non seulement de représenter notre province, mais de représenter notre langue du côté de l'anglais et le français. Puis c'est excellent de faire partie de cette initiative.
Yeah, thank you for that. I mean, it's important to remember. I think that Canada. There's many cultures represented in Canada. There's the French and English, of course, but even beyond that, and I think that's important to note, but also important, and I'd like your perspective too on just understanding as you've had, it's been a few days so far, but as we begin to be collectively exposed to all the opportunities in India, how does that work into some of the things you're thinking about for Winnipeg and again for business in Canada?
Well, I think the first thing that strikes me, and only a couple days in, is that we'll be back. I think we cannot ignore what's happening here in India. And I think there's great opportunities for our businesses, but we think there's great opportunities for India and Canada too. And as you spoke to the multi-ethnical aspect of Canada, a very strong Indo-Canadian contingent. And in Winnipeg especially, and I spoke to a number of entrepreneurs before coming here who were originally from India and talked about why they came to Winnipeg and why they came to Canada. So I think in both ways, I think we can really help each other, and so it's great to be here. It's great to connect with India. I joked that last year in Accra, the first two people I met were Vineet from the World Trade Center in Bengaluru and Niraj from the World Trade Center in Pune, and we're going to visit both of them while we're here. So it's just the beginning, I think, of a great relationship, hopefully, between World Trade Center and our clients at Winnipeg and the World Trade Centers in India.
And an interesting note, actually, the Canadian consulate is in this building, which I learned.
It's fascinating to see how many Canadian, diplomats, etc., are in World Trade Centers around the world. Those aren't the first that I've ever run into. So, and they're obviously great partners of ours too. Global Affairs Canada. We work very closely with them to help our Manitoba companies that want to work in foreign markets.
Yeah. So, any final words? I mean, just in terms of the trends that exist globally, and it's always interesting, I think, as we talk to people, there's things that people are feeling in their local communities that are also being felt around the world. Can you shed any light on any of those observations you may
Yeah.
have?
Well, I think it's part of the discussions that are good to have here
Yeah.
with others to see if the same trends reflect in other countries. So in Manitoba, I know the big piece right now is skilled labor shortage, is finding skilled labor. So that's one of the challenges for our companies that want to grow. So they're having to look to recruit talent, perhaps from foreign markets, and they're looking to innovate. So I think it's two very different streams, but I think that's going to be essential over the next 10 years for Manitoba's companies to thrive. And as I mentioned, I think there's really innovative products, but to be able to grow, to bring that to the world is the next challenge for them. And so I think I spend a lot of time when I come to these events listening and trying to understand where are the trends in other markets. And obviously, if it's sort of the opposite of ours, then I think that's where it's an interesting match, right?
Yeah.
Where there's perhaps when you hear in India, there's such a strong skilled labor force.
Right.
Well,
Yeah.
I think from back in Manitoba, I think they're going, well,
Seems like a good match.
We'll
Yeah.
borrow a few of them.
Right. Yeah.
So I
That's
think
great.
it's realizing the potential, but it's really listening, it's hearing what's going on in every jurisdiction, and then figuring out where there's good matches for our members. So when it comes down to it, it's the success of Manitoba businesses that's most important to us, and that's what we strive for.
Yeah, amazing. Andre, thank you for joining us. So for
very
people
much.
that may not get the chance to meet you here in person this week, maybe they couldn't make the
I'll
journey
try
over.
to meet everybody.
Yes, and for those that want to connect with you after, is there a good way for people to connect with you?
We're obviously on all the social media platforms. I can't remember all of our handles,
Yeah,
but look for
okay.
World Trade Center Winnipeg,
Yeah.
and you can connect. We're a small and mighty team. We like to say you'll be able to connect directly with me, one of our trade advisors. We have market research, etc. So specifically for any Manitoba this, let us know. Let us put our global network to work for you. I think that's where the value of this network really comes together, is when we have companies being able to access it.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much. Good
Yeah.
to meet you.
And thank you to our viewers for tuning in again here today to WTCA TV. Until next time. Hi, everyone, and welcome back to WTCA TV, here coming to you live today from the Global Business Forum in Bengaluru, India, where we're here with special guests talking about global trade and commerce. I'm Barb Mitchell, and I'm joined by EJ Schwaustra, and I am proud of how I said your name.
Wow, you did a great job.
Yeah, thank you. Tell us your full name, your abbreviated name, and just a little bit about your organization.
Thank you very much. Yeah, my full name is Evert Jan Schouwstra. So it's quite complicated. So
Yeah,
everybody
EJ
calls
works.
me EJ. It's a lot easier.
Yeah.
I'm 63 years young.
Right? Yeah.
I'm a grandfather of three wonderful boys.
Oh, nice.
But I'm running the World Trade Center in Leeuwarden in the Netherlands, the northern part of the Netherlands. And in 2018, we were host of this wonderful event. But then it was called the General Assembly.
Right.
So that was wonderful to have all these friends here.
So interesting. And so what's feels different for you, or what's changed over the years since it was there?
No, actually, we started with a change as a World Trade Center by then. By that time, matchmaking was not such a big issue. We implemented it for the first time in our GA. And luckily, also here in India, they have taken it over and they do a great job. I mean, what I see on appointments made, wonderful job.
Yeah. And so why was it important for you to come make this long journey over to India for the conference this year?
Now, luckily, my journey was not so long as I've heard of many
Right.
other colleagues. They
Yeah.
travel 30 to 40 hours. Amazing. But
That's true.
luckily, there's a direct connection with from Holland to Bangalore.
Oh, that's nice.
So that
Oh,
was 10 hours. But it was very simple. Meeting friends. World Trade Center is a family.
yeah.
And meeting my family members is such an important issue because with your family members, you can build business. And that's what we do.
Right.
trying to build business, trying to organize trade missions, but it's always in cooperation then with our colleagues.
Right.
So meeting them, getting knowledge about how to do business in India, wonderful.
Yeah, and so about that, about doing business in India, I'm curious what your observations are when you compare, back in the Netherlands, some of the conversations that may be happening with businesses locally versus the ones you're hearing here in India. How are they different? How are they the same?
Now, yeah, one of the things where people often accuse us of our Dutchman is our directness.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, we just like to say the things the way they are. Now, yeah, that's something in Asian countries, but also in India, it's different. You have to be very careful in that aspect. But also learning from India in regards to new economies, the hospitality in generally, because we Dutchmen, with our directness, is hospitality is something that we often forget.
Yes.
And that those are things that you learn here, but also economy-wise, how is the country developing, and what are the opportunities for our companies to do business here?
Yeah. I mean, you mentioned hospitality. Hasn't it just been fantastic so far this week? The opening last night, it was beautiful and the people are wonderful.
Yeah, no, yeah, that's the warmth of this country. And to be very honest, one of the presenters this morning, he's a very good friend of mine, and we have spoken about organizing this GA already 6 to 8 years ago.
Yep.
And by that time, we also said to each other, next time you're going to organize it. And he was so proud to be on stage to
Yes.
announce that, no, yeah, that this year it is here
Yeah.
in India.
You can really see that, can't you? The pride of place here, but also the opportunities. I think for people once they leave here to take the knowledge and the understanding of India and all of the opportunities that exist here.
Exactly, exactly. But we still have a long way to go, a couple of days to further learn
Right.
on the opportunities, because dealing with India and doing business in India, it's not easy.
Right. Yeah.
So we really need to be helped by a World Trade Center Bangalore in doing business.
Right, right. So what do you hope when people leave here and you'll have had so many conversations with folks that are here and there's going to be others maybe back home that weren't able to be here. What are you hoping people take away about your organization?
About my organization, well, first of all, I'm a trade organization that's really trade service oriented, and one of the things that I'm organizing in my country are so-called export communities. That's groups of 15 experienced exporters, bring them together and exchange and share knowledge among each other. And we have them, for example, on topics like agro machinery, or we have it on a topic like food, but also on a topic like doing business in North America. Things like that, I would love to have it that also other World Trade Centers will pick up that same idea, and so that we can share. I mean, wouldn't it be wonderful if I could have a chat with World Trade Center Bangalore, with having also their own export communities, and sharing their knowledge with my export communities. That would even strengthen the World Trade Center network.
Yeah. So anything else you want to make sure that our audience knows about you or your experience here this week?
I can only say from join a GA. If you are there and you're not here, join a GA or join a World Business Forum, because this is the way and this is the place to go.
Yeah. Thank you. And how can the audience connect with you after the show?
Now, yeah, it's very simple. It's of course through my website.
Yep.
May I mention that?
Yes, of course.
Okay, it's www.WTCL of Leeuwarden.nl. Hope to hear from you. And if you're in need for Europe to enter the European market, use us. We love to help you.
Amazing. Thank you so much. Thanks for joining us. We really appreciate you taking the time out of this busy forum. EJ, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
And thank you to our viewers for tuning in again today to WTCA TV. Until next time. Hi, everyone, and welcome back to WTCA TV, coming to you today live in Bengaluru, India, where we're at the Global Business Forum talking with guests about everything related to global trade and commerce. And I'm Barb Mitchell. I am joined by Gavin Conacher. So, Gavin, you are a fellow Canadian. I'm excited to have you join me here from WTCA Saskatoon.
Yeah, it's nice to see you here in India.
Yeah, we had to come all this way to meet.
Many of us are avoiding some snow back home.
That's right. Yeah, I know there has been a bit of snow.
Yeah.
Yeah, so let's get right into just for the guests of ours. This is your first time on WTCA TV. I'd love for you to introduce yourself and
Sure.
WTC Saskatoon to our audience.
I'm Gavin Conacher. I'm the General Manager and Vice President of Operations at World Trade Center Saskatoon, where our primary focus is on investment. We invest in companies. I have a board of directors of 15 individuals and a CEO. He's been a license holder since 2017.
Okay, yeah. So 2017. So this is
Yep.
So you're going on rounding out your first decade, I guess, as part of WTCA. And so why has this forum in particular drawn your attention and caused you to take the long journey from Saskatoon over to India?
It's very important for the World Trade Centers to remain connected, and Skype, Zoom, and so on can only do so much.
Yeah.
I think it's very important, though, that we stay, in step with one another in terms of what can be achieved through collaboration, what new ideas are coming out of the association and its
Yeah.
membership,
Yeah.
and we all work toward our objectives, which are very worthy ones,
Yeah.
particularly now.
Yeah. Say more about that, particularly now. Why?
Well, we see, our historic trade relationships being disrupted for
Right.
various reasons, and there has to be an active voice out there advocating for trade internationally.
Right. Yeah.
So this organization achieves that, and it's very, very important role.
Yeah, I agree. So, what are you most looking forward to this week while you're here? And I mean, we've already had the opening, and then the official opening this morning. What have you enjoyed so far, and what are you most looking forward to?
Well, what I've found, first of all, this is my first time to India,
Yeah.
and what I have. I guess I knew this, but it's really pronounced here is the friendliness and the warmness of the people. It reminds me of home in many
Yes.
ways, and it's again, aside from winter, but the people really stand out. It's a very welcoming environment.
Yeah.
It's notable.
It sure is. I mean, I think that they're making such a great impression on everyone that's
Yeah.
here. All the local folks here in
Yeah.
India. It's been. I agree. I couldn't agree more. Their hospitality is fantastic. And what do you hope to take back with you from this conference, both from what you take back from maybe what you've learned here, but also in terms of potential future relationships and continued conversations?
Well, just in the very short period that we've been here so far, there's a number of things that I see here where, ideas for revenue generation for license holders, some specific requests around trade.
Yeah.
And and anyway, there's many actionable items that arise out of things like the Global Business Forum.
Yeah, and I agree. And I wonder, so what do you find to be the differences or similarities maybe in conversations that you would be having with your local community in Saskatoon and the WTC there versus the conversations that are happening here in India? Are they the same? Are they different?
Well, as I said, our World Trade Center focuses primarily on investment, private equity investment. The a lot of the discussion that's occurred to date is around trade. Of course, we just heard a session on artificial intelligence and what it might mean for the workplace, which is very interesting.
So interesting.
And affects everybody, right?
Yeah.
So these same things I can take home and share with my board and my CEO and so on,
Right.
and share with other companies in our region.
Yeah, that's a really great point. You can share all of the information that you're able to gather here
Exactly.
and the benefit of your community.
Yep. Now the network is very impressive in that way.
Yeah,
You get an
exactly.
answer just about to everything. So
Yeah. Yeah, it is. I mean, I think that just having the as you said already, the continued relationships and the opportunity to build additional
Yeah,
networks, and then share information and
that's
continue to
right.
foster and grow that. So, is there anything in terms of how people that I know that you're having a lot of valuable conversations with folks this week, as you've
Yeah,
mentioned,
yeah.
for folks that maybe weren't here or maybe want to continue the conversation with you after this week? How can they do that?
Well, I think first of all, I think for those that aren't here, municipalities that are in particular dependent on trade, they need to be here. There's little. I mean, there's only so much one World Trade Center can do within its region or within its borders, within its province. I think it's really important that that be accomplished. The other thing, though, is specific requests that come out of this, particularly into a region like mine where we export a lot of goods. It's very like we have networks that we can put
Right.
onto this immediately, right?
Right.
So
Yeah.
it means sales.
Right.
It means jobs.
New opportunities.
It means
growth
economic
of-
development. It means growth of a tax base
Yeah. Yes.
within
Right.
our jurisdiction.
And so benefiting both sides, benefiting,
Yep.
as you said, your local community, your local market, Canada in general,
Yep.
but also on the flip side, it's a reciprocal relationship, isn't it?
Yep, that's exactly right.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for joining us. It's
Yes.
been great. I know it's such a busy day, busy
Yeah.
week, but I really appreciate you taking the time out to
Okay.
come and join us. So thank you.
Well, thank you very much.
Yeah, and thank you to our viewers for tuning in today to WTCA TV. Stay tuned as we continue to bring you live conversations with global leaders in business and global commerce. Until next time. Hi there, everyone, and welcome back to WTCA TV, coming to you today live from the Global Business Forum in Bengaluru, India, where we're talking of all sorts of things around global trade and commerce with guests like we have here today, Artashi Tonoyan. Did I say that correctly?
Almost, you nailed it.
Almost. Thank you for your kindness. I appreciate that. And I'm Barb Mitchell, and I'm excited to continue this conversation. Artash, would you mind telling us a little bit about yourself and where you're from and your organization?
Yeah, sure. Thanks for this great opportunity to come over and talk to you. I'm Artash Astonan, as you introduced. I'm from Armenia, Yerevan, and I'm running World Trade Center Yerevan, Armenia.
Okay.
We obtained the license back in 2021 from New York. And this is a private initiative, and our mission and the goal is to assist Armenia in, becoming a better country through innovative solutions that would boost the trade and investments,
Great.
inward and outward.
So yeah, you're a fairly new, licensee of WTCA. So what made you join? What caused you to want to attend the conference this week?
Regarding the license, look, Armenia is a tiny country located in the mountainous area with like 3 million inhabitants.
Yeah.
And we think that World Trade Center Association as an organization is really well placed to elevate the small countries, towards the visions and the radars of a bigger place. The reason I'm here is just as everyone probably else, I'm trying to set up some economic ties between Armenia and certain business constituencies based out of India.
And so what sorts of opportunities are you seeing so far coming out of the conference?
Well, the project that we have back home is about building an iconic grade A world-class World Trade Center facility, right?
Yeah.
So with that purpose, I'm open and I'm looking for the contacts in construction industry, construction service providers,
architectural companies, project management companies, engineering companies. And I have really constructive and fruitful discussions with certain counterparties over here
Yeah.
that are interested, to look into this opportunity further down the road.
What are you finding? Are you finding differences in the conversations that are happening here versus what you hear back at home, or what's different or the same about some of the local conversations versus global conversations that are happening?
Well, I think I would rather put it from a different perspective that despite all post-COVID and onlineization, so-called, of the world, physical context, face-to-face meetings, and the shaking hands still do matter.
Yeah.
And they are really more advantageous when you kind of, want to get to the end of the road, because the online helps you to kind of chat. But when you come here, you sit in the room, in the boardroom, talk to the people, show the project, open up the papers, sign, shake. It has much more kind of powerful and appealing way of, setting up or locking the deals, I would say.
Yeah, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And so what are you looking forward to the most, of the agenda this week?
Well, first of all, the environment is really fascinating over here, I would say.
Yes, yeah.
The organizers, they nail it, so they kind of get grade A++ for everything. It's really
Right.
well organized, starting all the journey from the airport till the hotel was really amazing. Thanks, I want to really acknowledge.
Yeah.
And there is lots of learning curve for us, because I aim to do the same thing in Armenia. Let's say once we build our
Right.
building.
Yeah.
From that perspective, that's something that I really like. And they have a dedicated people who are helping me with, pursuing my agenda. This is also something which I kind of want to express or raise as a merit.
Yeah. You raise an interesting point, because a lot of folks have been talking about, and myself included, just about taking home with us this new, refreshed idea of India and the amazing hospitality and all the opportunities that exist here. But in fact, in addition to that, there's this idea of taking home learnings. What are some of the things that are being done really well here that can be taken back to everyone's respective countries?
Well, look, I mean, in general, the reason that we attend international events, just pursuing the thing that you've mentioned, it's about learning, right?
Yeah.
Sharing the minds and learning something. When you go to the places where there is diversity of thought and diversity of the people, this is an amazing opportunity when you can
Yeah.
tap into that environment, especially when everyone is amicable, is open, and is ready to share.
Yeah.
So if my personal experience would be to take back the organizational skills that these people possess, and of course the attitudes that they have in terms of putting me in touch with the businesses and the partners that I'm potentially interested.
Right. Yeah.
I found it very attractive and very useful for me.
Yeah. So what's the one thing, if people could take one thing back with them about your organization after leaving India, what would you want that to be?
I think that will kind of see that in the country that were mostly unattended, some of them even they don't know where Armenia is.
Yeah.
So they will finally realize that they know where is it,
Right, yeah.
and then they would learn that it's an amazing opportunity, that building and the project that we're doing is something really wow, and that would elevate Armenia's sort of a profile in their kind of a mindsets. I
Yes.
hope.
Yeah. I think that sounds like a great goal, a great objective. And so, for folks that weren't able to join you here and meet with you in person, how can people connect? This will be, of course, broadcasting this interview to a broad audience across the WTCA ecosystem. How can people connect with you for more information?
Well, I think I don't know if I'm allowed to spell out the
Please
hashtag
do.
something
Yeah, go
like
for
that.
it.
But
Yep.
usually, they reach out any World Trade Center Association stuff, and say there was some Armenian guy talking
Right.
some smart things, or maybe not really smart things, but can we get
Yeah.
his contacts? But I can be found on LinkedIn.
Yep.
Artashas Tonoyan, easy.
Yep.
The email is also there, so if anyone
Yeah.
wants to reach me out, I'm open.
Yeah,
More than
and
open
good
for
point.
that.
They can always find you through the WTCA network, right? Yeah.
Yep.
So thank you so much for joining us. I really appreciate you carving out this bit of time today out of your busy schedule. Thank you for joining us.
And thanks for hosting me and kind of
course.
asking me tough questions. I hope I kind of figured out how to answer them
Yeah, you
properly.
did. It was perfect. We appreciate it. Thank
Thank
you so much.
Thank you so much.
And thank you to our viewers for tuning in to WTCA TV. continued tuning in throughout the day and week as we continue to bring you conversations from leaders in global trade and commerce here today at the Global Business Forum. Till next time. Hi, everyone, and welcome back to WTCA TV, coming to you today live from the 54th Annual Global Business Forum here in Bengaluru, India. I'm Barb Mitchell, and I'm joined today by Navneet Agarwal, joining us from WTC in Jaipur. Yeah, short trip for you relatively, right? A couple of hours.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you for the opportunity, Barbara.
Yeah, of course. We're honored to have you. Please tell us a little bit about yourself and your organization.
I am placed at World Trade Center, Jaipur. Mumbai World Trade Center, MVIRDC, happens to be our promoter. We had come to the state way back in 2015. So we have been operational for last 9 years,
Yeah.
committed to trade, promoting trade-related activities, imports, exports from the state.
Okay.
We have fairly traveled the state, and we now work with close to 10 sectors that contributes to the state's economy, which ultimately contributes to nation's GDP. So we come from a land uh, which has gems and jewelry right at the top, contributing to exports,
Yeah.
textiles, handicraft exports, agriculture. One of the largest contributors is the human capital that we have,
Right.
and we are excelling in it day by day. When we come to the state of Rajasthan, we invite a lot of stakeholders to come and contribute to the growth that the state is witnessing today with support of the central government led by Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji and the Chief Minister Bhajalal Sharma ji. We have all the policies of the state government and the central government in place. I think the state throws a lot of opportunities to collaborate.
Yes.
In all the sectors, there are opportunities where technology transfer, which is ultimately required for excellence in any sector. There is a lot of opportunities when companies from overseas can come and partner with us. And ultimately, we are able to deliver a product, a finished product, which we, for example, textiles, if we talk about, a place called Bhilwara, it exports to more than 40 countries today. Roughly, we account for more than half the textile manufacturing that's happening in India. Traditional textiles are a flavor. We have so many tourists who visit Rajasthan, not just for tourism, but for shopping. Their experiences are first hand, and we are gaining popularity with those products as well. Leather manufacturing is again a product. I believe if we have tourism clubbed with manufacturing opportunities in the state, we have a lot of buyer base and at the same time potential to export from Rajasthan to various countries. The pricing, for example, for handicrafts, textiles,
Go ahead.
gems and jewelry are very competitive. Also, at the same time, when trade delegations visit, they have a very important sector to explore, which happens to be education. We are increasingly having new universities come up in the state. So there is once again a talent, a pool which can be attended, which can be addressed, and which can be looked at. For example, interchange of faculties, faculty exchange programs, student exchange programs. A lot can be done on that part as well.
Yes. So, apologies for the special guest that joined us there for a second,
Yeah.
but very interesting to hear you talk about all of the different trade opportunities and the ways that you're able to provide value to the global community, the global ecosystem of trade. And so when you think about that and you think about being able to connect with people in industry around the world and how you can do that this week here at the forum, why is it important for you to be here?
It's a very important opportunity for us. That's why we are present here, and we have come with all the opportunities to be shared with the delegates that we are interacting here over the weekend. It's important for us. We would like them to come down to the state, visit us, promote tourism, and at the same time understand what are the opportunities there in Rajasthan for trade, signing various MOUs with various stakeholders, and contributing to the growth. At the same time, we have a flip side also to it. We give you a very large population as an active market. So for any product that you might have in your basket, you can come and sell it in the state.
Yeah.
Whether it's bicycles, home care products, uh, uh, lifestyle. So you have a product and we have a market for it, which we give you very readily. So if Rajasthan has to be explored, you definitely should come for the purpose of tourism, and at the same time understand that the state can also give you a lot of opportunities to benefit and trade with it.
So, what do you most hope at the end of the week? I know it's a busy week
Right.
meeting with lots of folks.
Right.
For the folks that are new to India, that are leaving India to go back to their
Sure.
respective countries, what do you hope they take with them?
We have spoken to many delegates here who has come down to India and to be part of this global summit. The idea is when they go back, we have requested them to stay in touch with us, and on a routine basis, we will be able to connect with them to the various stakeholders and industry officials in Rajasthan virtually, and subsequently invite them as a delegation to the state. That's what we plan for. That's what we are interacting with them.
Okay. And so, to that note, how can they connect with you once they leave here?
We are very much there 24 by 7. It's an active office in the state, and I guess Rajasthan is the place to be, and in the pink city it needs no introduction, and we will try to invite all of them, and we will do it very rapidly and quickly.
Yeah. Anything else you want our guests to know, our audience to know?
I guess they should come and visit us. That's unless and until they visit us, they will not be able to understand what the state has to offer. So if they visit with their families, obviously families can benefit while traveling. They can understand the city. It's a huge state. We account for 10% of the geographical setup in India, of the geography. So 10% is a huge, and we by population we throw so much diversity, so much linguistic differences, the colors. I think the pink city should be a place for all the guests here. They should visit with families. That's what we.
Yeah.
So more than trade, we want to promote tourism. We want to invite them to the state. We request them to come, enjoy, be part of the legacy that's for hundreds and thousands of years.
Yeah.
I think.
Thank you
That's it.
so much. I really appreciate you joining
Thank
and
you.
telling us all of these great pieces of information
It's a great
about.
honor, and we once again thank you for the opportunity, Baba.
Yeah, of course. Thank you again,
a
and
great
enjoy the
honor.
rest of the week. I
Thank
know
you.
it's
Thank you so
we have
much.
lot more to come, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. And thank you to our viewers for tuning in again here to WTCA TV as we continue to bring thought leaders from around the world to you as part of this global business forum here in Bengaluru, India. Until
And-
next time.
And we hope Barbara to be the first visitor to Rajasthan. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Hi, everyone, and welcome back to WTCA TV here in Bengaluru, India, at the 54th Annual Global Business Forum, hosted by WTCA. And I'm so pleased to be joined by Vijay Kalantri. Uh,
Good evening.
yeah, thank you so much for joining us. I can't wait to
It's
share with
pleasure
our
joining
guests.
you.
Yeah, so great.
Yeah.
And I would love it if you wouldn't mind telling our audience a little bit about yourself and your organization and affiliations.
I'm Vijay Kalantri. I'm the chairman of World Trade Center Mumbai and a board member. And World Trade Center Mumbai has been with the World Trade Center movement since inception. And we have been working hard, and we are one of the pioneer World Trade Center from India and within from Mumbai.
Yeah. So I have to say, I know that we're on really the first day still of this global business forum, and it's been so amazing already. And I think unique for you because you're welcoming people into your home. So tell us about that a little bit in terms of what it's like for you to host and how it feels, the value of having people here from around the world.
On welcome note, I say India is the biggest destination of investment and opportunities. And such conferences create good network, investment opportunities, business opportunities, and networking. This networking leads to various benefits, whether it is in business, whether it is running of World Trade Center Association movement, or whether in your regular life also, day to day life. So this all networking, business opportunities, investment opportunities, and you know what's happening around the world because we have members from across the globe, and that is the opportunity where you interact, know about people, know about what's happening around the world, and how you lead your life in future. And that's where the World Trade Center stands. I think this is the best international movement which one should join and work with because they have everything in one basket and all opportunities in one basket.
Yes, yeah. And I mean I can tell you I've heard so many people commenting on just the amazing welcome that they've had here being in India, the hospitality, but of course just the experience of this event so far. What are you most excited about?
No, I'm excited about that. It has been a well organized conference, and the WTCA team and the team Bangalore World Trade Center have done a great job. And I feel that hospitality is in the blood of Indians. We
Yeah.
believe in hospitality. We believe in one slogan, Atiti Deva Bhava, means anybody who comes to your home is like a god for you, and treat him like a god and be kind to him and make him most comfortable in your own city or in your country.
That's so beautiful. Thank you for sharing that, and I think most everyone can feel that here. What do you hope that people take home with them once they leave?
See, many of the colleagues who have been talking to me, many of the other new persons whom I have met, new members I have met, they talk about what's happening in India, what we can do with India. India has now become one of the hub for investment, as I said, a land of opportunities, and people want to grab those opportunities. We are here with folded hands, welcoming you to take the advantage of the opportunity. Like we were IT hub earlier, now we are also a pharmaceutical hub. In future, we will be hub in artificial technology, digital world. So India offers lot, and Indians, the legal system, the investment climate, and the ease of doing business is at the uppermost mind of the government, people, and industrialists.
What do you find, or do you find that there are more differences or more similarities in the conversations that are happening locally here in India versus globally with, some of the many countries that are here participating in this forum?
I think many of the countries who are participating, many have studied some background about India before coming. And that is one of the reasons you see the good number here. And when you have good number and quality number, it means they are coming with a purpose that let's do something with India, whether investment or exports or imports, either way, whether investment in their country or whether investment in India, whether opportunities in those overseas countries or in India. So it's both ways. It works both ways. It does not work one way. And this networking sessions, business opportunities, and various discussion which is happening leads to betterment for all.
I love that. You say everything so perfectly. I
Thank
appreciate it.
you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank
So, for anyone that wants to connect and maybe explore future opportunities with you, what do you suggest?
We in World Trade Center Mumbai have got various desks for opportunities and also country wise. Whether you want to deal with USA, whether you want to deal with CIS countries, whether you deal with African country, or whether you want to deal with Middle East countries or GCC countries, European countries, we have a desk and we give proper report on that. We assist people and members whether those want to come to India or Indians want to go overseas for business opportunities. Because now a lot of Indians are trying to become MNCs abroad and overseas and investment abroad. And this is what we are looking at, and we are supporting such activities from time to time. And in World Trade Center Mumbai, we are the pioneer who are in existence since 1970. We have created trade services cell, exhibition cell, and education. So all these three areas of offers are for members, for overseas people, and also young entrepreneurs. And we are giving thrust on women entrepreneurs and startups. And you will not believe, in India there are more than 125 icons, 75 new startups, 75,000 new startups. So it's a big number. And we feel that women entrepreneurship, startup, and young entrepreneurship has a future in India and overseas. And wherever you get opportunities, you should grab it and take advantage of it.
Thank you so much. It's always such a pleasure chatting with you. I
Thank
hope
you.
we have more opportunities over the course of the week to connect. Thank you
Thank
for
you.
your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening to me. And anything, we are there with you at your disposal. Mumbai World Trade Center.
Thank you. And thank you to our viewers for tuning in again to WTCA TV. Continue to join us today as we bring you more great insights and conversations from global leaders as part of the WTCA Global Business Forum. Until next time. Hi, everyone, and welcome back to WTCA TV, coming to you today live from the Global Business Forum in Bengaluru, India. And I'm so excited to be joined by a local resident of this lovely town, HR Jairam. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Barbara.
Yeah.
It's a great pleasure to meet you and share this interview.
Such a pleasure. We were happy to be able to have a few moments with you, and of course, as I mentioned, you're from here, from Bengaluru, and tell us, what's it like having all of these folks from around the world come to your city to be part of this global business forum.
Well, it is one of the most exciting part of the year. We have been looking forward to this for the last 3 months, and I've been involved in the WTC, and Mr. Vineet Verma is a very close friend of mine, and I represent BCIC, where he is also the senior vice president. And our office is working very closely. BCIC is working very closely with WTC, arranging and escorting all the tourists and visitors from WTC all over the world,
Yeah.
and arranging various accommodation, fixing up B2B meetings for all of them, and then ensuring that they are made very comfortable, arranging visits within Bangalore and outside. Oh, it's been a great experience.
Yes, and you know what? As a visitor to India, I can say it's been amazing. So
Yeah.
thank you to all for everything that's gone into this conference. It's been, I think that people leaving here will go home with very good memories and thoughts of India.
Yeah, it's for the last, I think since last evening was a great dinner.
So
And
amazing.
this morning, we have been very hectic, lots of meetings, lot of one-to-one meetings. And I have met at least about 15 overseas visitors.
Oh,
And
wow.
everybody is so excited and they are so eager to meet and they're finding out what's happening in India, how they can do business in India, how they're inviting me. And why don't you come to their country and then do
Yeah.
business in their country?
Yeah.
Oh, it's been extremely fruitful and exciting day,
Yeah.
meeting. So,
So if you could share one thing about your organization
yeah.
that you would want people to know, what would that be?
Oh, we claim ourselves, we are the bread providers to the nation.
Oh yeah. Oh really? Okay.
we make machines to make bakery products,
Oh wow. Okay.
from smallest bakery to largest bakery. Uh, the artisan bakeries we make huge, lots of machines, and we also make automated lines
Okay.
for large companies which make 100,000 breads to 1 million breads a day.
Wow.
So, which is
Yeah.
about 5,000 breads an hour, automatic lines
I've
we
enjoyed a
make.
lot of bread since being here. It's so delicious.
Although Indian bakery market is growing, but
Yeah.
Indians are not very great bread eaters.
Oh right.
But we are trying to encourage them to eat more bread.
Oh, I see. Yeah, right. And so when you think about, we've talked about some of the things that you have been excited about here, and you talked about some of the many meetings and conversations you've been having. Are any things in particular showing up in the conversations in terms of things people are most interested in, or maybe areas of
Oh yeah,
interest?
sure, Barbara. Yesterday I had a meeting with one of the persons who is in Philippines,
Okay.
and she said, "What fantastic thing! We don't have very good this kind of machines in Philippines. Why don't you come to Philippines? I would introduce you to about 8 to 10 large bakery chains,
Wow.
and you could sell machines there." And I was sharing with her, we have developed a line, short to long line, which can make varieties of bakery products.
Okay.
So far, most of the bakery manufacturers make a dedicated machine for a product. Now we have developed a machine for the first time in the world, which can make 8 to 10 different products on the
Oh,
same
wow.
line. You
That's
make
amazing.
bread, you make bun, you make donuts, you make croissant, you make excepting cakes. You can make varieties of products on that line, 8 to 9 products. And we are going to try it out. We have supplied about 4 to 5 lines in India. We want to see the globe as a market.
Yes.
And we are just talking to somebody from Egypt. He was excited,
Yeah.
and then Vietnam. So it's been a very fruitful
Yeah, so I
meeting
mean,
to so far.
just having the opportunity to, it's part of it is just letting people know, right? That you
Oh,
have
yeah.
that available and then being able to have them connect with you and build that relationship.
You know what is the impression most of the people have? Why don't we have this every year, the WTC
Yeah,
Jamboree here?
that's right. Yeah. Why? Yeah, just keep it here forever.
Sure.
Yeah. So, are there, when you think about the differences between conversations that people are having on a local level, maybe that you're having here with your business community, and the ones that people are having on the global scale, what sorts of differences or similarities do you see?
You see, when we are in the country, when we are talking to another business company within the country, we generally we don't talk to a competitor, so we talk to another company. We are trying to find out what kind of synergy that we can have between us.
Yeah.
In fact, I'm meeting one person who makes CNC tools and jigs and fixtures. So I talked to him, can you help us out to automate some of these manufacturing systems?
Yep.
Whereas when I talk to a overseas visitor or a global investor or a business person, we talk about on a larger scale. We talk about either buying from him or selling to him,
Yeah.
or how do we collaborate, how do we trade with each other. That
Yeah.
is on a very different plane. It brings us the global business communities together, and thanks to WTC
Yes.
and the
Yeah.
a global investor, global forum like this.
Yes, this global business forum allows for a lot of those opportunities,
Yeah,
doesn't it? I agree. It's a great ecosystem, a great opportunity,
sure.
and so I want to thank you for coming to speak with us today, and thank you for welcoming us to your country and your city. And
Thank you, and I hope you enjoy the hospitality, the Indian cuisine, and Indian business community, and then they network with each other.
I mean, I don't know which is best. The food is very good. The hospitality is amazing, but the economic opportunities are
Immense.
Yeah.
They are exploding, to say the least. And this is a time to invest. And I would invite any business house anywhere in the world, come to India. It's the right time to do.
Yeah.
You make a lot of money.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Well, thank you again for your
Thank you.
time. Really
Thank you.
appreciate it.
Thank you very much, Barbara.
Yeah, and thank you to our viewers for tuning in again today to WTCA TV. Join us next time. Until then.
Bye-bye.
Hi, everyone, and welcome back to WTCA TV Live. Today we are in Bengaluru, India, at the 54th Annual Global Business Forum hosted by WTCA, talking to leaders from around the world about all things related to global trade and commerce. I'm Barb Mitchell, and I'm so honored to be joined by Dr. Abraham from Kuala Lumpur.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, you have so many great things to share with us. I can't wait. I just am excited. I know, if you wouldn't mind, though, first just telling us a little bit about yourself, your role, where you're from.
Yeah. Hi, everyone. My name is Dr. Ibrahim, and in Malaysia, people knows me as Emohizam Ibrahim. I'm currently as a Group Managing Director, World Trade Center Kuala Lumpur. At the same time, as a board member, World Trade Center Association. And in Malaysia, my focus of doing business is towards convention and exhibition. Our building is a venue for exhibition and convention, incentive, and at the same time, meeting places.
Yes. So tell us about, I understand, of course, that you're part of the WTCA organization as a board member. Why is it important for you to be in that role and be here participating in the way that you do at this forum?
Yeah, we know that when we're referring about post-COVID-19, we need to have a footage internationally, especially how the positioning of World Trade Center Kuala Lumpur as part of the World Trade Center Association Global Network. And this is very important for us to create a brand values and at the same time value proposition, especially from my industry, business event industry in Malaysia, to promote and to create a narrative that this is the best avenue that is not just doing business, but at the same time to be well connected throughout the whole entire region in the world. So this also will create a lot of aspirations for most new business partners to work with World Trade Center Kuala Lumpur in order to have and to achieve the same goals that they want to have too.
Right. So tell us about this week. I mean, I keep saying it's hard to believe we're on day one. There's so much more to come, but so many great conversations and experiences have already taken place.
Yeah.
What have been your impressions so far?
For me, this is very important, the meetings of minds, especially throughout the whole entire representative of World Trade Center Association. And for me, as one of the delegates, despite of our board members of World Trade Center Association, I can see there's an energy, especially to believe in this global connectivity. in the World Trade Center Association. And like, for example, this morning, I was listening to the ideas of artificial intelligence, how artificial intelligence can be used as a key to increase productivity, to increase revenues. And so this is one of the way that how our mindset and our thinkings for the future, especially in promoting World Trade Center Station, at the same time for World Trade Center Kuala Lumpur to position themselves to increase more and more awareness and revenue for my industry in Malaysia.
Yes, I have heard that session. I wasn't able to attend,
Yeah,
but
it's-
that
yeah.
that artificial intelligence session earlier
Yeah.
today, I heard was really valuable.
Yeah.
And on that note, I'm curious what your observations are. You know, the difference in or similarities in conversations that you may be having back home in Kuala Lumpur
Yeah.
versus the ones that are happening here
Yeah.
with this global audience. Are they the same? Or are there a lot of similarities?
I can see there's a lot of differences, especially when I listen to the new best practices, which is when I meet a lot of representatives from the other World Trade Centers, whether in the Northern American, Latin American, the European, or even Central Asias and others. I can see there's a lot of new ideas, new techniques in terms of in doing business, especially how we can position ourselves in terms of the new technologies, the new style of doing negotiation. So not just about the trade facilitation, but at the same time real estate and for me convention exhibition. So this is very important. How World Trade Center Kuala Lumpur, as part of the global network, how I can gain more and more new knowledge and talent spotting at the same time how I can leverage this knowledge especially here, yeah, compared to what I got in Malaysia, yeah, to bring a new innovations throughout how we doing business for the future.
Yeah, I think that's amazing, and it's true. There's so much, and it sounds like you're really embracing that. All of the learning that you can take back to your home country and share with your community. What do you hope on the flip side of that? What do
Yeah.
you hope people here take back and know about you and your business in Kuala Lumpur and the opportunities that exist back there?
Of course, one of the things that I take away, how we can create more the brand footage, the footprint of the World Trade Center KL together with World Trade Center Station. And of course, when we talk about World Trade Center Station, it covers the whole delegates who attend this Global Business Forum in Bangalore. That's first. Second, how we market, whether it's a product, services, especially what we have in World Trade Center Kuala Lumpur. And third, yep, with the brand, with the marketing, how we can create lifestyle. So lifestyle means that it's not just about what we do every day, but the thinking, the style of doing things, and how we approach new innovations. And this is something that's very important in order to be visible, reliable, and relevant, especially for World Trade Center Kuala Lumpur.
Yeah. And I think that you are a bit of an expert in this area, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
And so, I think probably for a lot of people, it will be easy to find you online. But
yeah.
tell us about that and how people may be able to connect with you, to follow you, and to see all of the great
Yeah,
things.
I believe that we were referring to the digital world,
Yes.
connectivity and appearance, especially in the social network, is very important. So this is one of the way that how we can materialize, especially the products that we have, the brand that we have, and I always believe in how we have to show our presence, yeah, and positioning in order that for that people to have a trust, especially to whatever brand or whatever institutions that we carry. So for me, this is something that I always engage with in the social media platform. At the same time, how I create the opportunity into reality. So with this, like for example, when I meet new friends, of course, a lot of pictures have been taken, interviews and discussion. But the importance is that how the moments I can bring, especially in the social media presence for Malaysia and World Trade Center Kuala Lumpur.
Right. Thank you so much.
Thank you very
Any
much.
final words you want to share with our audience?
Yeah, to all the delegates, I'm very happy to meet all the delegates, and to all the person and especially individuals. Yeah, for me, it is very important for us to get connected because branding creates marketing, and marketing creates lifestyle. So this one of the way that how World Trade Center KL together with World Trade Center Station, we working together, build up the connectivity and bring our global business in the higher level. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you very
What
much.
a pleasure to have
Thank you
had
very
this
much.
time with you. Really appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, and thank you to our viewers for tuning in again to WTCA TV. See you next time as we continue our conversations with global leaders from around the world today at the Global Business Forum in Bengaluru. Until next time.
Yeah. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to WTCA TV Live here in Bengaluru, India, where we're at the Global Business Forum talking with leaders in global trade and commerce. And I am Barb Mitchell, and I'm pleased to be joined today by Saif Mohammed Al Mitfa from Dubai, from United Arab Emirates. So thank you for joining us. We really are honored to have you.
Thank you. I think you spelled my name very correctly.
Oh,
I
good.
must say
Thank
that
you
is good.
so much.
It's a pleasure for me to be here in India for this World Trade Center Association Forum. Really, I'm glad, and I met many friends from the industry here, and it's good to be here and network and to meet all of these lovely people here. And thank you for hosting us as well
Yeah,
today.
it's an honor. It's an honor to have you. Can you tell us, for our viewers, can you tell us a little bit about, more about yourself and your organization?
Well, my name is Saif Mohammed Al Madfa, as you mentioned. I'm the CEO of Expo Center Sharjah, part of the Sharjah Chamber of Commerce and Industry. Sharjah is part of the United Arab Emirates, of course. And we look at the industry, we look at organizing events, we do B2B meetings. We are the hub in the region for attracting between Asia and Europe for the businesses, and we have one of the largest fairs and venues there.
Yeah.
So I'm looking also to see how we can promote our events to this part of the region as well.
Yeah, it seems like there's just great opportunities for connections and
Yes.
conversations here this week. What are you most looking forward to, or what have you enjoyed so far?
Well, I enjoyed so far attending this forum and meeting many people from India and from the rest of the world, networking, getting information, seeing the development in India itself and how they are also moving and improving their economy in such a good way. Myself, I'm looking at also progressing the Middle East and Africa by being part of this advisory role for the World Trade Center Association. And we see how we can work together more by connecting with each other and how we can develop business further in the region and also for Sharjah, of course.
Yeah. What do you find, in the conversations you've been having so far with folks? I mean, it's such a unique setting here,
Yeah.
and such a great forum put on by WTCA. What sorts of conversations are you having that are maybe different from what you may be having at home? Are they the
Yeah.
same? Are they different? What's the sort of feel of that?
Well, the feel is a bit different here. It's more India, let's say, focused now with the
Right.
developments they're having at the current time, where people are looking at India as one of the fastest growing regions in the world. Many companies, especially the SME sector and also large multi firms, are looking to partner in this part of the world because they see the technological advancement, especially in Bangalore, where we are. It's really advanced in terms of technology, in terms of the car manufacturing, and everyone wants to see where they can have offer these services and try to work with companies here. The feeling is a bit different. It's more focused on India itself and the developments that's happening
Right,
here. But of course, we bring in lots of expertise and knowledge from the region. So we're trying to create a platform for these companies, even from India, to come and see the region in the Middle East and Africa, and especially in Sharjah, and to promote our events as well, because as we say, our location is very ideal and very important,
Yeah.
and connecting both east and west in terms of connectivity, in terms of the airline, the infrastructure, the hotel business is fantastic in our region, and we're trying to promote companies from the region to come to Sharjah and the UAE and to
Yes.
see how we can work together in offering such services, whether in the Middle East or in India itself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you said it exactly. I mean, there's opportunities for you to take, for anyone really, to take back learnings from what's happening here in India right now. There's just so much economic growth, right? And
Yes,
expansion,
exactly.
but also the hospitality and the food
Yes,
and
yes.
just, all of the great things that we're exposed to here by being part of this conference. And then, of course, as you said, doing the opposite of letting people here know about what's happening in Dubai and in the surrounding region.
Yes.
What do you find are some of the most important trends that are happening that are impacting everyone globally?
Well, the talk now in the region or also worldwide is about the AI and how it will affect our businesses and how this will shape up the next generation, and some jobs will be not available, and what are the new jobs of the future. This is the concern of many companies now. How can they adapt the AI into their businesses, and how can they better perceive it or better use it to provide better service? So still, I must say, we are still at the early stages of it. People are starting to use these kind of technologies, but we're not yet there. But I think in the next few years, we'll be moving at a very faster pace, I must say.
Yeah,
Yeah.
agreed. Yeah, I've been hearing a little bit about the session that happened this morning here
Yes,
on
yes,
AI, and so interesting.
Exactly.
Great content. Is there anything else that that you're most looking forward to for the remainder of the week?
Well, I'm looking at networking with all our colleagues in this beautiful forum. I must also say the information we got today from the speakers were tremendous information and valuable information that I'll take with me. Plus, than that, we have also to see the technological advancement happening in this area and to really feel it. And being here, it's really a different thing. And I'm really looking at networking with all our colleagues from the rest of the world as well here and from India, and to see how we can network together, try to bridge and try to have ideas how we can explore each other and do business together.
Yeah, that sounds so great. And so, can you just obviously you're going to have that opportunity to connect with people here while you're here this week. For anyone that wasn't able to join you or that maybe wants to continue the conversation after this week, how is it best for them to connect with you?
Well, come to Sharjah, I would say. That's one thing, easy connectivity. If you missed it, I think the team has done a tremendous job in making these sessions available online itself, so they can listen to these sessions, see it, listen to our conversation today. I think it's important for them to see it using the new technology that is available, that is tremendous in this session, I must say.
Yeah, thank you. Thank
Most
you so much.
welcome.
It was such an honor
Thank you.
to have a few moments to speak with you.
Thank
We
you.
appreciate your time and your insights.
Thank you very much.
And thank you to our viewers for tuning in to WTCA TV. Until next time. Hi, everyone, and welcome back to WTCA TV. Joining you today live from the Global Business Forum here in Bengaluru, India. I'm Barb Mitchell, and I'm so pleased to be joined today by Sejal Hule, who is here to talk all things business with us, global and local. And if you wouldn't mind, Sejal, just tell us a little bit about yourself and your organization.
Absolutely. Thank you, Barb, I'm excited to be here as well. I'm Sejal from Crescendo Worldwide. We are a world trade and investment generating organization. We work with over 60 countries and their governments. We support them with investment attraction and trade facilitation. Yeah, I think that's good.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's so interesting. We chatted a little bit before just about, you've obviously lived and worked in different places around the world. You're back in India, and now you have the opportunity to be at this global business forum. How are you seeing things in terms of first of all, how does it feel to be part of this forum?
Very exciting, actually, because we already work with governments of different countries. So facilitating World Trade Centers now is a new service that we are offering. So it's very exciting to connect with World Trade Centers from different countries. We have already been working with several World Trade Centers from the US, but now it's like global World Trade Centers. And this has been an amazing platform where I could connect with many of the World Trade Centers from around the world. So all the discussions are very engaging, very exciting, new possibilities to discuss and collaboration opportunities. So I'm excited.
Yeah, amazing. Yeah, it's been, I can say as a guest here, it's been, and I've heard so much great feedback from different people who've been here to India for the first time. And what are you most excited about for this week?
Well, tomorrow we have the B2B session, and since we are a sector agnostic organization, we work with many different services. Like, we can provide different services to all of these World Trade Centers that they're like, if they're focusing into manufacturing or real estate, or their focus is on conducting trade webinars or B2B for global conventions. So we provide services in that, and any sector that they are focusing on, we would be able to provide help in that.
Yes. And so in terms of, have you been having great opportunities with people, talking to people from different markets as well, and learning about, it feels like such a great opportunity for these reciprocal connections, right?
Yeah.
Have you had that opportunity or
to connect with
connect with many people from outside of India as well?
Absolutely. Like, I have been traveling as long as I can remember. So my role specifically is to connect with embassies. So I deal with a lot of countries and different governments and international investment promotion agencies. So it's always interesting to understand like what their focus is for this year in India. And then activities, I like to learn about their activities that they're planning for this year in India and how we can support in those activities. So it's very interesting every time, because there are new markets opening up, and especially the European agencies or the America is mostly focused on doing business with the East Asian countries. So that's where our focus is as well this year. So it's been exciting to have those kind of conversations.
Okay, great.
Yes.
And what do you hope that people take away from this? We've talked about what you'll take away and the benefit to your organization and your insights. But when people leave here at the end of the week, what do you hope that they remember about your organization and maybe about India?
Okay, with India, I hope like people have enjoyed the hospitality over here. We love, like it said, Atiti Devo Bhava. That means the guests are our gods. So we definitely love hosting people from all around the world, and it's lovely to have you all here. And I hope like people enjoy that and remember that. So India is a very colorful country as well. So I hope you like the food, the colors, the festivals, all of it. From my organization, if you need any kind of support with B2B or exhibitions or trade fair, we are here to help you with that. For next 2 days, we are going to have more discussions in detail with several World Trade Centers. So I'm hoping that they're like whatever questions they come up with, we would be able to answer those in detail.
Amazing.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Is there any final words that you'd like to share with our audience? I loved what you just said about our guests are our God. I heard that one other time, and it was really stuck with me. And I think that's such a beautiful sentiment, and we feel it. You can definitely feel it here.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes.
So thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you,
really
Barb.
appreciate it. And thank you to our viewers for tuning in to WTCA TV. Until next time. Hi, everyone, and welcome back to WTCA TV, coming to you today live from the 54th Annual Global Business Forum here in Bengaluru, India. I'm so excited today to have had the opportunity to talk to so many global leaders of business and commerce. And I'm Barb Mitchell, and I'm joined today now by Hassan El Kujuk. Yes, thank you. And you're from WTC in Saudi, and I'm so excited to hear all of the great things that you have to share with us.
Thank you.
Yeah, but first, let's just start with hearing a little bit about you and your organization.
Well, thank you for having me, Barbara. World Trade Center Saudi is just a member of World Trade Center Holding Cyprus. So we have more than 20 licenses in the MENA region and 2 licenses in China. And our group chairman is Mr. Ghazi Al Banahal, who has been one of the catalysts of the progress of the World Trade Center Association. I represent World Trade Center Saudi with the 3 licenses, Riyadh, Jeddah, and Al Khobar.
Okay, great. Yeah, thank you. And so, what is important to you? I know, I'm, as I said, excited to sort of dive into some of the new opportunities that exist in Saudi. But let's start by talking about this particular forum and why it's been important for you to be here.
Well, it's always important for us to be in the business global forums for the association as well as the member seminars, because we are as active members in the association and in line with the message of our group chairman to always be wherever we can promote trade. So India is a large economy. It's a very strong G20, and we are coming here to help the inbound, outbound to the Saudi and from the Saudi market as World Trade Center Saudi.
Yep.
So definitely, it's very interesting to come and see the culture, to come and see the business, and to meet new people and to see where we can add value.
And as you think, I think there's already been a few great experiences so far this week in India, in Bengaluru.
Indeed.
The amazing opening ceremony last night. I think the hospitality of the people of India has been lovely. What has your experience been so far?
Well, honestly, we didn't expect below that. Knowing India, knowing the efforts that World Trade Center Bengaluru has been promoting for the Business Global Forum, we didn't expect less than that. And we are happy to see what we have seen yesterday.
Right.
The organization, the venue, the participants, the speakers, these are all up to the level for such an international gathering all around the world.
Right. And so as the week continues, and you'll no doubt have some great opportunities to meet with people, local businesses, and global partners. What are you most looking forward to for the remainder of the week?
Well, what we are looking for, we already started it.
Okay.
Like today, in a couple of minutes, we will be signing an MOU
Oh, wow.
with World Trade Center Bengaluru.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Which is to help to strengthen the presence of the BCIC in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, and to help the local companies to have a smooth landing in Saudi Arabia as well as the outbound. So we started with some practical outcomes out of it.
Okay.
And we're looking forward as well for the B2B and to meet and to for the company visits so that we can, again, as our group chairman says, we need to be available where we can add value.
Right.
So we're looking forward for that.
And so if people, when you leave here, and if people could know some key things about the opportunity that exists in Saudi, what would you say?
Well, for the Saudi market, the whole world is witnessing what's happening over there.
Yes,
It's a real transformation. But as World Trade Center, I'm coming to represent World Trade Center Saudi. World Trade Center Saudi is working actively to be a smooth platform for all the companies that are willing to come and work in Saudi Arabia, starting with the workspace and the back office and the logistics services, legal support, marketing support, sales support, so that they will not feel that they are away from home. So we are helping them from day zero. They arrive to the kingdom to help them find their offices, their convenient workspace, as well as all the supporting functions like the licenses, legislative, marketing, legal, all of these, so that they can be productive from day zero.
And are there learnings that you'll take on the flip side? So we've talked a little bit about what people will leave, what knowledge they'll leave with of Riyadh, of Saudi. What about what you'll take from being here with the folks from India, but also this global community that is here this week?
Definitely. The global community, and this is the essence of World Trade Center, by the way.
Right. Yeah.
So, the global community, we have met some interesting people over here. We have outlined or a lot of interesting opportunities for even the inbound to the Indian market. We are looking forward to build on that and to materialize that in a much bigger and more practical way. The environment is wonderful, the culture is wonderful, the hospitality is wonderful. Like, honestly, there's always the sense like when you go to somewhere new, like you feel everything is convenient, nothing is strange or weird, you know?
Yeah.
So it's a wonderful experience, to be honest.
Okay. I've really appreciated having the moment to talk with you.
Thank
I know
you.
that it's so busy. Everyone's running from one thing to another.
Indeed.
Thank you so much for your time. Are there any last things that you would like to share with our audience?
Well, I just want to thank the association, as usual, World Trade Center Bengaluru, for such a wonderful venue. And we're looking forward to meet always on international standards. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Yeah,
Thank you, Barbara.
I couldn't agree more. It's
Thank
been
you.
wonderful, and thank you for your time. I
Thank you.
appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
And thank you to our viewers for tuning in to WTCA TV. Stay tuned. Until next time. Hi, everyone, and welcome to WTCA TV, coming to you today live from the 54th Annual Global Business Forum here in Bengaluru, India. And I'm so excited. This is our last interview of the day here on day one, and we have a pretty special group here. I'm joined by 3 board members of the WTCA, and I'm excited to have you each introduce yourselves. Do we want to start with you, Scott?
Sure, I'm Scott Sinner with World Trade Center Savannah in Savannah, Georgia.
I'm Luciano Menezes. I'm for World Trade Center Lisboa and also Curitiba from south of Brazil.
I'm Ed Allison Wright. I'm from World Trade Center Gibraltar.
Thank you guys for joining us. This is a great way to end the day. And I know, I was saying this is day one of the conference, but you've already had a pretty packed full few days here, both acclimatizing to India, but also, having some important meetings and whatnot. Let's just start with some first impressions.
Sure.
Impressions of India and the experience being here so far. Would you like to start?
Sure, happy to. So this is actually my 3rd trip to India. Came 25 years ago, 10 years ago, and now. And the difference in this country is remarkable. It's always been an amazing place of wonder, but the standard of living and the technology, the airport is one of the finest airports I've ever seen. So that's the first thing you see when you get here, and everything follows through with that. This economy is roaring. It's a perfect place for this first global business forum to be.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I had the same experience coming into that airport. So
It's
beautiful.
crazy.
And I just want to just point out that I also saw all of you, enjoying the opening ceremonies last night. I say you because I think there might have been some local dancing.
Well, one thing, the cuisine here is
Yeah.
not like the Indian food that you get outside of India. It's very diverse and delicious and sumptuous. And the reason I was dancing so frantically last night, I got to work some of that off. I've been eating so
That's
much.
true. That's a good point. So when you think about the conference that is here, it's an annual conference, of course. This year being held in India. Why is it significant that it's in India?
Well, for the network, India is huge. So I think I could probably speak for all of us when I think, as board members, we're really proud that we're here. It's really important for our network, for our growth. Virtually all of our World Trade Centers, new World Trade Center licenses last year were from India. A couple more this year as well. And just when you look at what happened, well, the opening ceremony this morning, attended by the Deputy Chief Minister of the state, and it was really something. Genuinely, I feel really proud for Vineet and all of his team here. It's been fantastic watching it happen.
Yeah, I agree. I've had the opportunity to speak to so many people today, and everyone has expressed that same thing. It's been an amazing experience so far. How about you? What would you say? What's your biggest takeaway from this conference so far?
I think as everybody say we're here, the cultural aspect of India, it's really impressive how they host us, how they express themselves for us. So for me, it's the good takeaway is when you do international business, you have to understand the culture, and they express the culture really warm way of doing. So this is the component, and that everybody has to take away on this.
Yes. And I've been hearing from people as well today just about some of the sessions. So there was one this morning, I understand, around artificial intelligence, for example, and some of these trends that are impacting businesses on a global scale. Are there other things like that you see emerging in conversations this week so far?
Well, you mentioned the seminars this morning. The one on artificial intelligence was very interesting, very compelling. Actually, downloaded a Chat GPT on my phone right after the session, as I was instructed to do, and it didn't recognize me. I asked everybody around Chat GPT, like, who is Joyce Roche, and had a long printout of all her accomplishments, and then I asked, who is Scott Center, and said, we have no information on Scott Center.
That's too bad. Well, you can work on that. Educate the AI.
And I think one of the reasons that I came to India was one of the first is the cultural aspect that I said about the international business, and the second one is the program that WTC Bengaluru has, which is the REAP, the Real Estate Acceleration Program. So it's a mix of technology, PropTechs and Constructechs, and the real estate. So this is the real impressive. They put in place why here. It's I'm going to check it out in place. So I'm going to check it out over there to talk to those startup companies related to real estate. And we have to learn from them. So let me check it out what's going on next.
Well, I think as well, Bob, one of the things is what we're finding certainly in the West is that we're trying to work out ways in which we can reignite economic growth. And they're harnessing significant growth here. I mean, it's north of 7% growth annually. Particularly in a time when the global economic climate is not necessarily as rosy as it has been. It's something. It's quite impressive.
And I've heard that they've maintained that growth level for quite a long time. It's been years.
And add that economic growth is just basically Indians selling to Indians.
Yeah.
And now they're recognizing they want to sell to the world, so it's going to even be accelerated faster.
Yeah.
So that's a really great segue. Sorry to interrupt, but that's a really great segue into some of the other opportunities that exist here around connecting businesses, global businesses here. So whether it be businesses in India looking to connect with local businesses or global or vice versa. Have you seen some of those opportunities for yourselves, things that you can take back?
I've been reaching out by any Indian companies. They want to go not only for Portugal but also for Brazil. So of course they have opportunity in India. It's a huge country, but they want to look cross over this. So this is they're not looking only for it's a huge market in India, but they're looking for other markets. So that's why we are here too.
Yes.
And also For me personally, I have a company, National Office Systems in Savannah, and we do environmental interiors. And every single speaker this morning said they're focusing on sustainability. So that opened my eyes real wide.
I think what's really been useful as well for us is, well, certainly for me, is that all of the expert speakers from top companies in India. This is a really, really great set of speakers today. Is that they explain that there's an old perception that we've all had of what the India market provides us internationally, and that has been backroom call centers, support staffs, etc. And I think we're learning today that it's completely changed. India is pioneering in AI, it's pioneering in tech, and like Scott said, it's moving itself into an exporter of knowledge and talent in a way that we haven't seen before.
And you mentioned an important thing that I've heard. I mean, I've heard about sustainability and AI, definitely trends globally and locally, but also this idea of the need for the workforce to support this growth. And that's something that India has to offer to support other economies.
Well, that's it. They've got the talent here. That's what makes them stronger than a number of other countries that are attending. Really, it's their internal strength as a country.
Yeah, if you ask 99% of the CEOs in Europe, the big challenge is workforce.
Yes.
So technology. So that's I think they can support the whole world.
Yeah, not just Europe. It's a terrible problem in the United States as well.
That's right. That's right. So I think India could make huge progress supporting the whole world with workforce and technology. So they have a cutting edge on these parts.
Now let's flip things a little bit for a second. So we've been talking a lot about the amazing trends and opportunities that exist here in India. I'm curious if each of you may have some perspectives on how you can benefit with the information that you can take back to your local communities and markets, but also what you can leave behind. So in terms of being able to educate other members and delegates that are here at this conference, what value is available to you?
Well, I want to start with the first thing. So the three of us are very involved with the World Trade Center Association, and we're on the board, and we want to have good, strong World Trade Centers. So anybody who comes here and sees this event, the World Trade Center Bengaluru is putting on, then that's exactly the kind of World Trade Centers we want. So they can learn best practices just by looking at Vineet and his team.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, they have a hotel, they have an office space, they have a school,
They have a hospital.
the hospital, they have a mall. So it's not only a mixed use, it's more than that. And with amazing hospitality. So you have the hardware, which is the real estate, but they have really invest in the software, which is the hospitality, the people. So that's the good takeaway that we will bring back home.
I also heard they had a nightclub here too.
I heard that as well. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I want to bring sort of FOMO back. I mean, this is in-person events post-pandemic, and it shows how it works. We could hold a very successful event as a WTCA over Zoom, and it would be successful. We'd have great speakers, but you don't get that connection. You don't get that personal touch. You don't experience all of the amazing things that they put on for us this morning without coming here. So I'm hoping that we're going to have FOMO everywhere, and people are going to want to come back here.
Yeah, I wanna ask you, because you interview a bunch of people, so you know them. What is your takeaway of those interviews?
I mean, like I said, it's been consistently amazing comments on the amazing hospitality here in India. A lot of the points that you've been making around the growth and opportunity that exists here. But also the other side of this is it's a real opportunity for people to be part of this global business forum through the WTCA and be able to educate this ecosystem on the opportunities that exist back in their home countries as well.
Sure.
And so
Sure.
it's a really it's a real nice balance and parity that exists. Opportunities to educate on India, but also opportunities for people to learn about where you're all from and their businesses. People have been very excited to share about the opportunities that exist.
Good.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Come over.
Yeah. Right.
Come.
Exactly.
Come to India.
So I think that that's all. Unless anyone has any parting words for us.
No, I think you coined it there. Come to India.
Come to India, right?
Yeah, there's no better place to be if you're serious about business and if you're serious about global business. This is absolutely the place you have to be. Have to be.
Yeah, it's doing business with the heart, so they know how to do it. Hospitality.
That's right. Yeah. Well, thank you. Thank you for
Thank you,
joining
Bob.
us
Thank you.
at the end of your day. We appreciate it. And thank you to our viewers for tuning in today to WTCA Live. We'll be coming to you tomorrow with more great interviews from global business leaders at the Global Business Forum here in Bengaluru, India. Until next time.
Bye.
Bye.